My name's Mary Metcalf. I'm the first woman to race Tour Divide. I raced in 2008, about 15 years ago, and we're here to give a little background on the race and tell a little bit more about what's coming up. My husband at the time was fabricating 29ers. We saw that I needed something different than the 26-inch mountain bike that I had been riding. But, you know, kind of everyone then was riding 29er hardtails because you didn't want to carry the weight of full suspension and you didn't really need it. There wasn't, to the best that I could understand about the route, because there wasn't a lot of information, was that I wasn't going to need full suspension. But I needed to be able to endure. I needed to be able to ride my bike 100 miles every day for a month off-road and maybe washboard, maybe trails, unknown varying conditions. So we built a softail, so it had a titanium flex point behind the bottom bracket with a Cane Creek little shock that had 1.5 inches of travel, fast rolling 29er tires. There was so much we didn't know. So, you know, started talking to other people who were riding long distances on their bikes, and there were these bags. A guy in Alaska, Carousel Design Works was the company. He was making them one-off in his garage, Jeff Boatman, and he was making these bags he was calling bike packing bags. And now we all know the term bike packing, but it wasn't even a term back then. And I didn't want to have a super heavy bike from like a pannier touring setup, and I also didn't want racks that were going to break over, you know, 3,000 miles. So we kind of pieced together a bunch of bike packing or backpacking gear and figured out different ways to mount it on the bike with these bags and also get it off of our backs. You know, that's kind of what everyone did then, and still holds true. Like, you know, the weight on your back is now weight on your bottom on a seat over a month. So we didn't want that. My handlebars, I had the On One Mary bars. So they were a high sweep, about 40-degree bar. Then there were also the titanium Jones bars that were a competitor for that. But that was all the variation you had from just a traditional mountain bike. Or drop bars, we hadn't really even considered, because drop bars were basically road bike bars and pretty uncomfortable to ride for a month. So we actually fabricated a widget known as the Fred bar. People still use it. We sold that company. There's a guy who makes those, Dispatch Components makes those in Boulder now. And as a widget to fix aero bars onto a mountain bike bar, because you had a different clamp diameter. The placement for aero bars was made for on top of road bars, not mountain bike bars that were at a different place, you know. So put on a road bar or aero bar, like a really short one, so just give you another position to stretch out and change up your position, because you're gonna be riding long days, 16, 18-hour days.
Yeah, and sort of on that note, you know, big, long rides. This is before one-by drivetrains. So I'm guessing you had a triple, a double?
I had a triple.
Wow.
Yeah. I think my cassette, I don't remember how big my cassette was, but not that big, and I used all 3 on that triple.
I don't miss those days. How about this? Tubes? I'm guessing tubes?
Nope.
No.
Nope, I was tubeless. I was sponsored by Stans, and so I had no tubes set up and all tubeless stuff.
Was it legit then yet, or was it like kind of
gorilla taping still?
Yeah.
It got, you know, by the time I did the Divide, it got legit. Like their rims came like kind of tubeless ready. A lot of stuff we still had to do. They sold kits, so you could put it on other people's rims. You know, they had like the yellow Stans tape. And so you'd tape up your rim with their specific tape and use their sealant and everything. It wasn't that available, like, and it wasn't everywhere, and not every rim was compatible with it. And you really had to, the other thing that was tough was most tire rim combos weren't as tight as they are now to be able to seal up well. So you really had to work to get that seated and sealed